What's going on? It's your boy Sebastian Ryder, and you tapped into another episode of Cut Different TV. And before I tell y'all who our special guest is today, make sure y'all hit that big red button that says subscribe beneath the screen that you're watching this on. It means a lot to us. Join the Cut Different family and stay tapped in for a lot more fire shit than we've already given y'all. We just gonna keep it coming. So we got a very special guest in the building today. Brooklyn's own R&B vibing, She Mode, Villain EP dropped last year.
Tokyo
She
shit.
dropping all sorts of fire shit, you know what I'm saying? Vent, she dropped earlier this year. And I'm sure there's much more on the way. Cheeche Lovato in the building.
Yes, it's really me. I know. Hello.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you really did your homework and know a lot of my catalog.
Come on now.
That's like a first. Well, let me not say a first. No shade to the other platforms, but it was very detailed than a lot of platforms when it comes to like trying to know the artist.
Yeah.
So gold stars for you.
Thank you. 5 stars. 5 stars. So we vibing, man. You like the AC?
I love the AC, but I hate the cold. I am very anemic, but because I have like 28 inches of hair on my head, I am very cozy right now. Very hot. So, yeah, I'm just chilling.
You vibing?
Yeah.
I feel it. So, one, we're grateful to have you on here, right?
Thank you.
Like, we've been talking about doing this for a while.
Like 2 years.
I'm
felt
weak.
like.
I'm weak. It's been a minute, but you've been booked and busy. You was just on a little tour.
Wow. Oh, I'm still touring. I'm just on my like mini break. But show starts back August 11th. Get y'all tickets. Check it out.
Word. So look, we want to get into the touring and all that shit is cool. The music is obviously great. It speaks for itself, right? I want to know some more intrinsic things about Cheeche though. Lovato off top.
To it.
Demi Lovato was a huge influence to you.
Yes, she was. Since Camp Rock, well, since As the Bell Rings, let me say, I just been completely like blown away by her voice and her vocal style and how talented she is, how crafted she is. And, you know, I aspire to be as big as her one day, for sure, for sure. Hopefully she don't sue me for the last name.
Yeah.
But, you know, we both Leos, so, like, I just hope she keeps that in mind before she pursues legal action. You know, just get on a song with me.
I'm weak.
Or whatever.
She should.
She should.
The pen is crazy. You could probably write some shit for you and her.
I would love to. That would be a vibe.
Definitely. So you said that you started, I mean, your first single you dropped 2014, but you really started going crazy like 2019, 2020. But you were writing for a long time.
Yeah.
So talk about like the you know, obviously Demi and her music style was dope for you. But like what inspired that pen? Like, you know, to just pick that up and just want to start putting shit out there.
I wrote my first song at 7 years old, believe it or not. I like 7 to 8. I want to say 7 more so. And I don't know what really just kind of gave me the motivation to pick up a pen and a notebook and write, because it wasn't really phones back then, telling my age. But I just was watching Disney Channel, and Disney Channel was a very big influence for some reason for me growing up. So after the show I was watching, I was just like, I should write a song and see how that looks. And I still remember the lyrics to my first song to this day. It's a stupid ass song. But from that day forward, like being able to rhyme and understand like stanzas and stuff and how to flow, just kind of, you know, I gained a love for it. Because not only am I just like writing music, but I feel like I'm telling my story. I'm giving outsiders a way in, because in retrospect, yeah, I'm like bubbly, I'm cool, I'm friendly to a certain degree or whatever, but like I'm very guarded as well. So I only tell people what I want them to know. But I'm also like an open book too. So it's like I have a lot of layers. But I explain that well in my music. So it's like the people who really relate, which I also try to make my music very relatable. You know, not to like, you know, what's the right word? Not relatable in a way to where it's a gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
But also to where, like I said, I'm just being vulnerable about what I'm going through in my life and just also adding some style and flavor to it.
Mm.
And I just try to use influences as well and like be a student to the game and study like other artists before me.
Mm.
Try to like imitate it, but not imitate it, if that makes sense. Like pull certain parts that looks like me and sounds like me and build off of that. And I feel like a lot of people or artists have done that as well.
Definitely. All the great ones. I mean, you got to have some sort of foundation to build. Like, you got to have that person that looks like you where you can say, all right, cool, this is the base level inspiration. Where can we take it from here?
Yeah.
I think that's fire.
It's levels.
You know? So in regards to like, this past 5 years, you've been dropping a lot of like, here you go, like a few song projects, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
You feel me? So these projects that you've been dropping, what inspired you to say, okay, I'm gonna put out these projects while I'm still building my fan base versus where a lot of artists might just drop singles until they get that get that hit single, and then they're like, all right, now I'm gonna drop a project.
That's a good question. I like this question. I genuinely am an artist that loves doing projects. I'd rather do a project before I drop singles all day. And I just feel like projects I like bodies of work because singles can fall into dead ears very quickly. And like, if you don't have a good rollout, a good marketing plan, or any type of content that can really push a song for like weeks and months and stuff, it kind of gets not forgotten about, but like the replay value only goes but so much unless it's a viral hit. Then you got people all over the world doing that. But since, you're still up and coming, if you're up and coming, it's gonna take a little time to get that hit. I don't write music thinking I'm trying to write a hit. I just write music because I feel like, yes, it's good to have that in mind, but if that is your main focus, you're just going to be following trends. That's just me because hits is the commercial music that we hear today, or what some people may see as like kind of watered down, kind of like BSE or whatever. I feel like just drop projects because it also showcases like where you come from and like how much you've grown. Like, I like to listen back to my projects and compare where I was in life versus singles. I just feel like, you're just always gonna have to drop another single versus a project.
It can live.
You can literally market every song off that project for like a year and still have time to drop if you wanted to, because there's so much to do with a song. So imagine like an EP, imagine an album. I don't mind doing singles. I'm starting to do that this year more than ever. Like, just drop singles, but my heart will always be with projects. Plus, it's very more intentional. Like, projects is just so sentimental. And I feel like that's what artists are lacking now in music. Like, the art of it, the real feeling, the freaking
The essence.
yeah, the freaking passion of really writing a song and like putting it to the world for like the universe to ingest it and do whatever the fuck they want to do with it.
Yeah. Fire. I like that.
Yeah.
So going into the last EP that you dropped last year, right?
What was that, Villain?
That was Villain. Like, and when we first talked, you was telling me about some shit that was going on that you could have been perceived as the villain.
Yeah.
Is that where that title stemmed from and the theme of that project? Or like, tell me a little bit more about that.
Villain was literally my fuck you to the guy or guys I was dating at the time.
Guys is great.
Yes.
That's how you move?
Look, single cheat and relationship cheat is two different cheats. I just gotta put that out there. When I'm single and ready to mingle, I'm outside, okay? when it's ready to lock in and settle down and be on lovey-dovey, cheat timing and shit like that, I could turn off the outside cheat. But when I'm outside, I'm outside. I don't have no shame because we're young. I ain't gonna look this good forever. So, like, might as fucking well.
I feel it.
You know. But with Villain, I definitely was subbing a whole lot of people I was dating because I just got tired of like trying to play it cool and be the cool girl and like just be so understanding to shit and accepting bare minimum and like trying to make excuses for shit that I know is like not okay if someone else was to do it or if it was someone I didn't normally like do the same thing. So yeah, I pretty much was just venting and ranting and just be like, fuck it, I don't care if I'm a villain. If I'm a villain, I'm gonna be the best fucking villain you ever fucking met. Like I'm a really like villainize. Oh, that's a big word, Elmo. I'm gonna really like put that shit on and show y'all what a villain looks like. At least musically, that's where I was going. And yeah, that was pretty much all that project was. I didn't really put crazy thought into it. I'm just like, I'm ready to drop another project. I'm ready to have bitches subbing these niggas. I want people to use as they caption and then dissect who I'm talking about because a lot of the people who do listen to my music who follow me like in my immediate circle always be like, so who this song about? What's this line about? Which one of the filmies did that to you? And I just love those questions. I really do. It's so messy, but I love it.
How do you feel about like right now where you are in your stage in your career? Like, how do you feel about a public relationship? Like, would you be in a public relationship or does it have to be private?
Like with a celebrity or?
Public relationship meaning like people know you showcase your partner, like
Well,
whether they're a celebrity or you're a celebrity or they're not or whatever.
I love, guys. I know that's like, but I love. It's just, I have more discernment now. So I don't care to post a guy. I be posting my man now. But I make sure that when I do post a guy on my page, I'm not gonna be looking stupid in any way. Now I can't control what people do. That's not to say I'm like always 10 steps ahead, but I'm at least 95% confident that they ain't gonna have me out here looking stupid. They ain't gonna have me.
And what does that mean? Because women say that all the time, like, oh, he got me out here looking stupid, or oh, I'm not trying to look stupid. Like, what is that? Just like if infidel, is it just like cheating? Is that all it is, or are you worried about like other shit? Define what looking stupid looks like?
I've dated a guy for 5 years. He was a lot of songs I've written the beginning part of my career or whatever. And I say that because he lived 2 different lives with me. Honest to God, I had no idea he was doing his dirt until 2.5 years later of him already doing dirt. And that was because with me, he was the perfect boyfriend. Yeah, we had our ups and downs, but besides that, I felt like he loved me to the moon and back. There was nothing he wouldn't hide from me. He was always so honest and vulnerable and charming. He showed up in ways that I wasn't used to. Come to find out, when I found out what I found out with the team, he was not who he said he was. And I would hate to be in a predicament like that again, where like I'm bragging about a guy and I'm like, oh, he's doing this, and he's fucking on my homegirls. Gas. You know, but shit happens and we live and we learn. And yeah, I just gotta make sure any guy that I'm repping from now on is on their P's and Q's and at least is being transparent enough to like, you know, authentic as well to where I don't have to go lie at bed and think, what is this guy doing? That would drive me crazy. I don't like wondering and like getting all in my head about stuff because I'm like top 5 overthinker. I would literally sit here and look at that light and think this whole catastrophe, like what if the lights catch on fire and we all just on fire? Like I don't know why my mind goes there, but my mind really goes there. It's crazy. So yeah, not looking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing. But you know, if you're doing your part, treat me right, you posting me, because I gotta see if you gonna at least, you know, post a fingernail or something like
Yeah,
a
the
little
soft launches.
before you drop the
I
main
fuck with the
event.
soft launch.
I love soft launches because it means someone's there, but you just don't know who, but you know there's someone's there. And I'm okay with that. That's baby steps. Because at least you're showing the people that you're talking to someone, even if you are doing it.
So is the hard launch and we'll get back to the music, but I enjoy talking to you. Is the hard launch like, yo, this is my partner right here?
Word, that's
So could a soft launch still be showing them, but just not like tagging them or?
Yeah. I had to get used to accepting that too because I was one of the girlies that let social media get in my head too. A very big influence.
You be on the Shade Room and Justin LeBoy and all that?
Not Justin LeBoy. I do follow the Shade Room, but you know them Twitter memes and shit? Well, no, TikTok. TikTok could get you single forever. But TikTok videos with the creators and influencers, they are so big on standing on business and being alone and learning to love to be alone and loving yourself and blah, 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 blah. And I just feel like the hard launch was always, well, the soft one was always like an indicator according to TikTok that like there's nobody else. So like if he somewhat posts you or whatever, that just means that like he's really fucking into you. That's a lie or the truth depending on the person is per se, but like I personally believe you don't have to do the whole tagging right away thing. Like if you want to here and there, it's cool. But like I said, I had to also just accept that some people are just private people and you cannot force them to be public if you're not public. Like the guy I'm talking to and I'm dating, he's very introverted in terms of like what he puts on social media because he don't like to be figured out. He don't like people, you know, to know his business. I was not jacking that at first because I'm like, do you know who I am? Like
you had like PTSD, you had trauma.
Yeah, so I'm like, what the fuck you mean you're never gonna I remember verbatim, he said I would never post you on my page. Not because of me, but because he just believes that girls shouldn't be posted on his page. And I was like, you're gonna post me on your page or we're not fucking with each other. Like, what do you mean? Like, it don't even have to be right away, but eventually people have to know that you're dealing with someone. Like, hello. And like, we used to argue all the time about things. I'm like, so what you mean you're not gonna post me? He's like, I'm not hiding nothing. I just don't like posting my business. Da, da, da. Then I got him out of that. How? Because I guess like he needed to see something from me to be secure to post me. And I feel like that's why he was so hesitant because of shit he went through. That he's like, I'm not posting no bitch on my page until I'm sure. Same way with me. Like,
isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy that we think about shit like that? Like, oh, I'm like, oh, I gotta post on the, or not even I gotta, but like really overthinking it. Like, yo, it's an app.
That's not real.
It's not real, bro.
I had to like come to terms with that too. I've grown a lot in these past like few months in terms of what to take serious and what not to. Shout outs to the book, The Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Hell yeah.
I love that. That book changed my life. Yeah. Like in so many ways. And one of the things they really taught is like what really deserves your attention and what really does not. And I had to get out of the trap social media has on people that thinking that this is their life and that what's posted on there is pretty much golden and that's what you have to follow in life. That's like the 10 commandments in a way. And it's like, nah, you really could do whatever the fuck you really want. Like, social media is just what that is. Social media is for you to engage. It's for you to branch out. It's for you to do what you gotta do and get back to reality.
And pop flash it every now and then.
You know? If that's what you want to do. Because,
I'll be using Instagram as like a way to like when I post my dumps, like I'll post like a song that like I don't think people are really hip to for real. and like that'll
Like
be the
vintage songs?
it could be vintage or it could be just like a record that I've heard on my own, maybe through a playlist or something, and I'm then putting other people on and giving like a soundtrack to whatever photos or videos that I've collected over the past few weeks or whatever. And I feel like that's what I use the gram for now, for real.
Just to let people know you're still alive.
Just to let people know I'm alive, I'm doing fly shit, and I've got great music taste.
And I think that's pretty much social media, a highlight reel.
Facts.
It's just a highlight reel. And you can't let it get to you either, especially as an artist. Like,
type shit.
See things, we see people at heights we want to be at so bad. I'm a victim of it. I do it all the time. I compare. But it's really what they want us to see because that artist could literally have $2 in their account, but they flashing all this money in the club and they just bought $400 bottles, but they sleep on the floor. And that's no shade to no ones, but like you just never know what people's going through. So like, yeah, they post what they want because it just showcase that they're good. No one's ever really gonna showcase when they're bad. So try not to take it too serious.
And so, as an artist, kind of tapping into leveraging social media and understanding how to do that as an artist and building your brand while also keeping it real and being authentic. Like, what's been your process with doing that? Like you said, you used to be super influenced by what was going on, and now you've kind of like taken a different approach.
I guess adulting. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of shit I grew out of. Like I was pretty much outside pretty young in terms of like always partying, always with my friends, just doing typical teenage shit, boy crazy or whatever. And like those experiences, it keeps you in a certain mindset. Now, once you start hanging out in different crowds and getting to know different types of people and seeing life, traveling and shit like that, it changes your perspective on stuff, especially like your home life. So, what kind of got me out of the whole cynical way of thinking or superficial is just like one reading, self help books. They really like keep you afloat in a way. And I also have a therapist. So I talk to my therapist about things and she always like broadens my horizons. And I genuinely just try to see things in different perspectives now because there's always another way to receive or perceive something. And there's a silver lining in everything, as crazy as it sounds. It really truly is. And if you just keep a good balance of it is what it is, it's life, and also like life is really what you make it as well. In a way, it just keeps you like unbiased. So I just really like to be unbiased with things. I have my belief in my morals, of course, but at certain ages, it just doesn't serve you. So a lot of stuff in social media just did not serve me, especially like the unrealistic beauty standards, the pretty much the dumps where people just want to post at restaurants and stuff like that and just show that they are eating $600 whatever. It's just like, okay, cool, but like there's more to life. Like there's really more to life. And a lot of people who are on social media and they're influencers, like I said before, don't really have the life they portray. And I've seen that a lot. Like social media is a big catfish. And that kind of reassured me too that like live your life how you want to live your life, make your mistakes. We human. People are forgetting that we are so fucking human, but we live in a judgmental society.
You're right. You're right. Talk about this project or this vent single that you dropped a little earlier, a couple months ago, right? Like not to date it, but a few months ago you dropped the single.
Probably like April or May. I dropped it. It was March.
March 21st.
Ooh, I planned it.
I think March. Hold on. Let me fact check. Let me check the car facts.
Cause
we're gonna do this live.
They're gonna look back at this footage like
what day? Oh shit, hold on.
Cheeche Lovato.
No, I know. March 21st.
He was spot on, guys.
Come on now. 3-2-1.
Really? 3-2 freaking. I didn't even notice that. Oh my gosh. You're really good with numbers. Vent.
I got good influences.
But Vent, right? Vent. Song was written. What was I doing that night? I tend to write my songs at night a lot. And
Makes sense.
I was in a point in my life where I was super overwhelmed with just the pressures of being an upcoming artist and like the unrealistic standards people give you for being an artist and how you just have to be on artist mode all the time. You can't take breaks. You got to stick to the craft or else you're falling behind and someone is trying to take your spot. It's just always these motivational quotes that just pressure artists to be burnt out. And I was so burnt out. Like, I was just like, yo, I'm angry. God, can you fall through? Because, like, I'm ready to just be famous and, like, not have to deal with the process. I enjoy it, but I have my moments where I'm just so fucking over it. And that song was just me expressing how over it I was, not only with, like, life stuff, but being an artist. Like, sometimes I don't want to write a song about it. And people have this misconception that artists just have to write about everything they go through. And it's like, what if I just want to like chill? What if I just want to smoke? What if I just want to yell? Like, but I'm less of an artist now because I don't take everything that I'm going through and put it in a song. Like, it's very stressful. Has its ups and downs.
Well, a lot of artists don't be talking about shit they got going on. They just be talking about whatever is popping. So I think what makes you special as an R&B artist and R&B in general, I feel like kind of dives deeper into that like introspective bag where like you're talking about you're going through all of these things like and you take that feeling of going through all these things, not necessarily talking about all the things you're going through, but the feeling, you put that in a record. I think like when people talk about specific shit, it's cool because if you've dealt with that, or if somebody talks about, oh, I got the 4Gs on the whatever, there's gonna be a nigga out there who got 4Gs on the same V, and they go, oh shit, you talking. But then 9 times out of 10, there's a lot of people that are going through a lot of shit that feel that share that same feeling, even if it's not caused by the same thing. So when you put out music like that, I listen to that, I'm like, man, like. That kind of made me feel, you know.
And the beat just made sense because it was so disoriented. And it was very hard to catch. I think I did that song over like 2 times, 3 times. I had to re-record it because the beat was just, there is no beat. It's just a sound. So like I'm trying to stay on beat with a sound. It's way harder than people think. I don't know how Kid Cudi did it because it was a Kid Cudi beat. I absolutely love that song. I mean, that movie he did on Netflix, that cartoon thing.
Oh, hell yeah. The Intergalactic.
Yes.
Something.
And that was one of the beats on the movie. So I was just like, I can hear myself on this beat. Let me see what I come up with. And it just happened to be the day I was just in a bitchy mood. So I'm just like, let me just write about it. Even though the song literally starts off, y'all are like, write about it. I ain't really trying to write about shit. I'm like, I'm going to write about how I don't want to write about songs and like see what the fuck comes out of that.
Ironic, but it worked.
Word.
I like Chi Mode too.
You know?
I like Chi Mode a lot.
A lot of men like it more than I expected it.
It's a fire record.
Thank you.
Tell us about that.
Chi Mode dropped on my birthday, which is tomorrow.
A minute ago, too. That was like, what, 2021?
3 years ago. Yeah. You had money today!
Look, 221. Yeah.
It definitely was 3 years ago. Chi Mode at the time was just like a self-affirmation song. It's to like keep me on my toes, keep me pretty much confident in self. Because I went through a phase where I still have imposter syndrome. I do. I just wear it very well. So when I tell people like I'm going through an imposter syndrome moment, they're like, what do you mean? You're fucking awesome. I'm like, y'all obviously don't know what that is. So, besides that, Chi Mode was really supposed to be like my go-to song whenever I have to remind myself about myself
Mm.
and like who I am. And like, I was also manifesting a life that I feel like I deserved as well. With like drip down in diamonds and Balmain and the caviar and the lavish life. I genuinely want that for me. That's all I see. I can't do a normal life. I can't do a normal 9 to 5. I just don't see that. So that was just the song that was kind of like, hopefully when I drop it, other women get inspired to feel good about themselves, and like they have a song that can remind them that they that girl. Or even the guys, like, hey, with that nigga, listen to Chi Mode and start rolling a spliff or pre-roll and just vibing down the highway or something. It was just like a positive song to like introduce me, but also remind me and reassure me that like you really are that girl. So don't let no one tell you different.
Love that for
And
you.
this happened to be one of my most streamed songs. It also got me on the radio.
Yep.
Shout out to Nyla Simone. And like I said, I'm super surprised that men like that song a whole lot more. Not to say women don't, but I get so much men that come up to me like, yo, that song is tough.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
You gotta think. I mean, you know, like, shorty gonna hate. People gonna hate because you talking about the lifestyle. Like people that don't know you, right? You talking about manifesting and all that. Like people don't know that you're manifesting that. They think that you're popping your big one. So when a shorty hears that, they might be like, like if they're not loving it, they gonna be like, oh, who's this? Who she thinks she is?
Who she thinks she is?
But then dudes, we hear that, we like, all right, pop your shit then. Because that's what we want to be able to give our women. We want to be, we want our ladies to be able to kick back and do, you know, what they want to do and wear the diamonds and be Drake. You feel me? So when I hear music like that, that's like, all right, go ahead, pop it. You know, that peaceful like femininity, I think is fire. It's good to hear.
Years to get into that too. I think the start of my career, I just was like Mary J. Blige. I was always writing sad songs. And I remember a friend of mine literally was like, yo, like, when you gonna sing about happy shit? Like, I'm tired of hearing about these guys breaking your heart. And I'm like, yo, that's all I can write right now because it was currently happening. But still, it's stuff like that as much as we don't like to admit or listen to because, like, it's our art, it's still needed because they're a consumer. So if a consumer is telling me their opinion and it's actually not a unsolicited opinion and I'm asking them about something, it's just like, okay, I'll take in consideration because you guys are the outside looking in. So yeah, I will stream the music. I'm going to love my music regardless. I made it. But just having that, like, there's extra air.
For sure.
I'm going to say loosely. It just also motivates you to like keep growing as an artist and not be at a standstill. Don't get too comfortable, which I'm kind of like trying not to get right now.
It's easy to just get in that pocket and just be like, all right, this works.
This works.
Let's just keep.
But it's hard to like branch out sometimes when it's been working for years. Like, but I notice you have to keep things fresh too because music, the sound changes every few years. So you kind of have to be with the times, but make it you. So don't be too outdated where they like, come on now. But that's subjective as well.
Yeah. Y'all hit subscribe, man. On that big red button that's like right beneath the screen you watching this on right now. Join the Cut Different family for real. We diving into it. We got Cheeche Lovato in the building.
The motherfucking baddie.
Can I ask you something real quick?
Sure.
Just like super, like just answer super honest.
I love random questions.
Okay, bet. You'll be honest?
Yes. I pinky swear.
You pinky swear?
Pinky swear. I always keep my pinky swears.
All right.
So this first.
All right. Pinky promise. What makes you cut different?
What makes me cut different is how authentic I am and how I don't like to be like anyone else. I don't like to sound like anyone else. I don't like to write like anyone else. I generally enjoy being unique. I've come to accept my uniqueness and own it, and even like add little layers to it. But I definitely feel like I'm cut different because I really strive to be different. I don't want to be like any other artist in the industry. And yes, we all get compared, but I don't like strive to sound like a certain sound because that's what's in right now. If I happen to do it because I want to see how I sound like, that's different. But I'm not like a copy and paste artist, and I really pride myself on that. Like just staying true to me at all times. Can't you guys stay the green? Because when I do make it, I know for a fact so many people are gonna stray me away from like my essence and a true Cheeche Lovato because it's gonna be so much influences. I'm gonna be seeing so many different things and be in so many different rooms. So it will be like it can be easy to go left because you want it so bad, but you have to stay to your integrity. And integrity means I value that. It's one of the things I value.
100%. I think that's a solid answer.
Right.
Yeah. Drop a comment down below if y'all think that's solid. I think it's solid. So you said though, you're like, when I do make it, right? And they say as a creative, as a creator, as an artist, whether it's like visual, musical, content creation, whatever it is, they say the journey is the destination because everything else is just like perception. Like we think that we want to be here until we get there and we realize that, damn, like this isn't even really where I need to be.
Yeah, that's like
I'm trying to be up there. It keeps going up. And you never really reach that like point.
Yeah, like you're not satisfied once you get there. It's like, what else?
So with you, right? Because you said you slipped up on that. You said when I make it.
Yeah, when.
What does that mean to you?
You have to speak things as if it already happened.
Or what is that moment?
That moment when I make it.
Yeah. Like, how does that look?
In a perfect world, this is how I always vision me being Cheeche Lovato, the icon. Right? I just wake up from a nap. Literally, I'm gonna wake up from a nap. I'm gonna check my phone. Why my phone just blowing up? What's going on? Check my phone. Go on Instagram, see like 85K new followers. Whoa, what's going on here? Check the reason why. Oh shit, I went viral.
85K.
Yeah, like for a starter, like 85,000 new followers. And I'm like, okay, go on TikTok. They running it up on TikTok. My song just went crazy on TikTok. Like, I just feel like it's just gonna take off in layers. Like, it'll start on social media, like an Instagram or like a TikTok or maybe even Twitter. I might post on Twitter one day and the right person share it and it just go crazy because it really only takes one person. So I would feel like my moment is when that one person posts me and it just is up from there. Now, of course, you have to keep that, but I always vision that's how my origin story would start. Like, I just wake up one day from a nap and people just like, yo, did you see you on the Shade Room right now? Shade Room? Oh, shit. Artist of the week. What do y'all feel about her? And I'm not reading them comments. I'm not reading them comments now. But the fact that Shade Room can post me as like artist to watch or something, that's dope. Because a lot of celebrities follow the Shade Room. That's a lot of new eyes I need.
I appreciate you painting that picture. Because I asked you that question just because, like, you know, as creatives, right? Like, I try to remind every creative that just by being able to express your creativity in whatever way, shape, or form it is, you could have a 9 to 5, you could be doing whatever it is that you're doing. If you have room and space to be able to create, regardless of the quality of it, regardless of the reception that you're getting, that's a blessing in itself.
Yeah.
So, like, we've made it just by being able to express our creativity and not be watered down or have our confidence depleted in us not even being able to create. You know what I'm saying? But I asked you that just because I wanted to see what, like, made it meant to you.
Why? Did you ever get, like, a crazy answer? Like, oh, I got to see 100 racks in my account.
I've never asked anybody that on Cut Different before.
What?
I just wanted to ask you because I thought it was interesting because you were like, I be manifesting everything. But then you said you don't really rock with numerology like that or numbers.
I don't.
Or do you rock with astrology?
Yes, but I don't let that kind of like be my end all be all with how people are because there's some truth to it, but it's not the end all be all because everyone is so different and their genetic codes is different. So it's really a person's character that I kind of pay attention to. But the signs thing do play a part, I feel like, too, because there's always like a common pattern. But you know, that's also a matter of perspective because that could just be a people thing, like in sociology. I don't know if you took that class.
I took sociology.
Right. So you
That was
know
one
that
of the one classes I
it's so
took.
interesting. You learn about human behavior. And certain humans have certain behaviors. So it could be a sign thing or it could just be a human behavior. We don't freaking know.
Upbringing. I learned these things in therapy, like upbringing and
that
like
plays a huge part.
influence from like your parents or like your leadership, like your mentors. Like it's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
But I like just saying like I'm an Aries,
Where I like
and then seeing what people say.
fire sign. I'm a fire sign.
Yeah, because you're a Leo.
I love to hear the negative feedback people give Leos. It just feels like you ever saw the meme of Shawn Michaels walking down the aisle and people throwing water in his face and he's just like walking down the aisle.
Shawn Michaels?
Man. Yeah, and they was like booing him. That's how I feel every time somebody bash Leos. Just like that Shawn Michaels meme.
Well, they be hating on. Well, nobody ever really hates on Sagittarius.
And they're weird.
But they hate on Leos and Aries.
And I feel like Cancers get a lot of slack too because they're a bit hot. Geminis, they're moody as hell. At least the Geminis I met. Libras are liars, but they're funny. They're like the comedians of the horoscope signs to me. But then I feel like Tauruses also don't really get much praise because like they kind of one of those signs. Like, oh, you're a Taurus? Okay. That's what I get. Like, all right, you're a Taurus.
I got some people that are Tauruses that I rock with.
Sorry, but the last Taurus friend I had was the last Taurus friend I had. Man. I don't know.
You know, it's Earth signs are a lot more like regiment, like more like, for lack of better words, like by the book. Like I'm a Taurus, I'm locked in, I'm focused on this. I'm not a Taurus, but like Taurus will be locked in, they'll be focused, they're very dedicated on stuff. And then you got like Virgos that are like very like anal about stuff, like attention detailed.
They're also, in my experience with Virgos, very like, you ever met people who always feel like they have like a Napoleon complex about them? I get that a lot from Virgos. Like they just feel like there's always someone out to get them or somebody hating on them or someone watching them. And it's like, you? Like literally like you? Okay, but I let people live in their delusion because I am delusional.
Yeah.
So it's different levels of delusion. But I don't know. Virgos is cool. I've dated some Virgos, but I just feel like they too full of themselves and they feel like they got a Napoleon complex. I don't know.
Interesting. I don't know a lot of Virgo men.
I do.
Yeah. I don't know a lot of Virgos. I think God or the universe protects me from
Virgos,
from Earth signs. Except for like I said, I rock with Tauruses, but I don't really know too many Capricorns or Virgos.
My dad's a Capricorn.
Ooh, really?
Locked in.
Word?
We're so locked in.
Okay.
I'm like a daddy's girl. Yeah. Love my mom. They always go back and forth because they feel like I show love to one parent than the other, so I gotta shout both of them out. Love y'all. But me and my dad, we are like pretty close.
That's fire. Right. They support your dreams with the music and everything?
Yes, it was challenging at first because I feel like my parents were just raised in an era to be more realistic about things and be a realist. And it's not that they were against the music dream. They just felt like that should be a plan B. And your plan A should be like a career. Like go to college, get a good job from the degree and like have a career. Because they just want me well off. They just want me literally, like both of them said when they leave this earth, they want to make sure that I have no worries at all in terms of like stability. So when I'm just like, nah, I want to be full time into music, it was a struggle at first to get them on the same page because they just wanted me to be stable. You know, upcoming artists, we're like starving artists sometimes. So it's either you get on or you don't. It's a 1 in a million chance versus a degree where you have like a career plan. Yeah, it's gonna be time to get to that career, but it's more
It's
tangible.
not as fun either.
It's not, unless it's something you want to do. I feel like that's why with college, it may have not worked out for me at the moment. But one thing I've learned in college for me is that it's not beneficial if you don't want a career in something, or if like you're not in a medical field, or if you're not in like a tech field. All these liberal art degrees and stuff like that, just miscellaneous degrees. I saw a degree in corrections that made me scratch my head because I'm like, so you're graduating to be a CO?
Correct. Yeah.
Like, okay. But stuff like that is like, if you're gonna go to college, I feel like people benefit from college that have like a career in mind for
Definitely.
real, because they put you in rooms to get to that.
Right. It's a good point. I feel that.
That's just me.
Are we gonna see Cheeche in school?
You may. I have definitely reapplied to college. Dun, 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 dun. Why, right? Um, Speaking of Plan Bs, I like
Speaking of Plan
to.
Bs is crazy.
I know. I'm the type of person that likes to plan ahead. I feel like that could be some sort of childhood trauma in some way, but my biggest fear is to be a bum. Literally, that is one of my biggest fucking fears, to not be successful. And that doesn't mean rich and famous successful, but to be fulfilled, successful. That's my version of success, to be fulfilled in whatever I'm doing. So I would just hate to like just live life and exist. I want to live it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just thinking, because we have to think these things, what if I don't become famous? And the tongue is powerful, so like I'm crossing my toes as I say that. But what if I don't become famous? I have to think of a plan B. And I was always criminal girly. I love serial killer documentaries. I love to just kind of dissect the mind of a criminal and to see if it was like a nature versus nurture thing, if it was an influence thing, or if this nigga was just born with a mutation genetically. I don't freaking know. But I decided to apply for the major of forensic psychology and minor in criminology, because I am so interested to like understand criminals, talk to criminals, try to like do studies on them. I also want to do something in homicide. As morbid as it sounds, I'm like kind of intrigued with dead bodies, but not in a way to where like I'm like, oh, dead body. But like they interested in me, like, oh shit, like his brain is out his head. Like to see how a body looks, you know, when it's like decomposing and stuff. It's
Yeah.
just so cool to me because like, wow, we really be changing when we die. Like our bodies change, our like smells change, our face get flat. Some people get swollen. The temperature can like determine if you can combust or not. Like that's so cool to me.
And you shit yourself.
I didn't even know that.
I think you shit yourself and piss at the same time.
Because like the body is kind of like
Because
dying.
your muscles like release. I guess. Maybe that was cap though. That was some Twitter.
Is it?
Oh. Yeah, maybe that was cap. That was like something.
I honestly feel like I'll be very intrigued with that career. Like I wouldn't feel like I'm just doing a hopeless job and just clocking in for a check. Like it will give me something to like do and like I don't want to say motivation because that's a very hard job, but I would be interested if that was my plan B. So cross your fingers. Hope your girl get that email that I've been accepted. to go back to school because I did go to college. I just didn't finish. And hey, I could be like Megan Thee Stallion, going to college and touring the world. She actually motivated me as well to go back to college. Shout outs to Megan Thee Stallion for sure. Because I was having mad doubts about it because of so much I do now. I'm like, when am I going to have time for school? Like, I'm doing mixers, I'm touring, I'm doing shows, I'm doing this video shoot, I'm everywhere because I'm trying to get myself out there. So where's college gonna fit in? I'm like, if Megan Thee Stallion could fucking do it, I could do it.
Tracks.
Like literally. And I think she graduate already?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So like that's all the motivation I need.